Howdy! Today I will be presenting a case presentation on dissociative disorder, and for this I have chosen the movie Anastasia. I watched the 1957 version and the Disney version, I think that came out in 1997, and compared the two. Everything that I pulled from is actually only from the 1957 version, but it was really cool to see how just like looking at just like how Anastasia in 1957 is compared to like the Disney watered down version of 1997. So in 1957, the movie Anastasia was premiered. Anna Korev, which is a sickly woman from Paris who resembles the Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna from Russia, the youngest daughter of the late Tsar Nicholas II and Empress Alexandra Fedorovna, who is rumored to have survived the execution of her family. Later in the film, it is revealed that Anna truly is the Duchess in which people have been searching for. In an overall presentation, the viewer can see that Anastasia has lost her memory entirely until the very end, when her grandmother discovers she truly is her granddaughter, and Anastasia retrieves her memory back. This all ties into dissociative amnesia, since she never really knew who she was in the first place and was trained to be someone else. Okay, dissociative disorder. So it kind of came in like three or four different types, and the one I concluded that Anastasia had, which is dissociative amnesia, is described by the losing of autobiographical sense, so like your name, your family, etc. The amnesia can be localized, selective, or generalized. Dissociative amnesia is basically an inability to remember information about oneself that cannot be explained with normal forgetting. So Anastasia basically cannot remember anything, or I guess in this sense we can call her Anna, because that's what she goes by the entire movie. So basically Anna could not remember anything. So since like her background of her family getting killed and her supposedly being the only survivor and her escaping from this execution, I guess caused this traumatic point in her life where she had to forget a lot of the things that she did remember, I guess, to not remember that painful time. So that kind of came with everything else. And that kind of compares to the Disney version of the movie where she has this necklace and she's keeping it for like the longest time, and like she doesn't even understand like why she has it or what's it mean. But then at the end of the movie, like everything connects whenever the music box starts playing with the key and stuff like that. So yeah. And so the symptoms presented. So Anna has gaps of life events or important events that a normal person would never forget, and contain impairment in daily social activities due to her suicidal state. When Bonin finds her, he realizes that she does not have any remembrance of who she is until her memory is jogged by her grandmother. Anna is in an insane asylum and tries to throw herself in the river Seine, which exhibits her social lacking. So these symptoms do also go into dissociative disorder, and one of the symptoms being that she does lose her memory of like what her actual name was, like who she actually is as a person, and such as that. And I guess like you see her memory trying to get jogged and stuff as she starts to become who she was originally and gain that confidence in herself. Then another symptom is having suicidal thoughts or depressional thoughts, and which she did, and this is the reason why she was in the insane asylum. And she tries to throw herself in the river and try to commit suicide. So yeah, this is really just what her symptoms are, and then transitioning to, she does have another symptom, which we don't really see in the movie. I mean, it is a movie, so she, like, I don't know if you can, like, potentially, like, see yourself, like, in a movie within a movie, you know what I mean? So the missing symptom that I kind of saw and that I looked around on, especially on the Mayo Clinic website, was the out-of-body experiences. So it says out-of-body experiences have been described as a symptom in dissociative disorder. Anna never really experiences any out-of body experiences where she sees herself like in a movie format. She seems very attached to feeling, but attached to her identity. So in this photo that you see right here, you can see her as Anastasia, like the princess, like the missing daughter. And you can see how much different she is. Like, if you can imagine someone in that like point of time in an insane asylum compared to what this is, you would have never thought she was in an insane asylum in the first place. And she just didn't really show out-of-body experiences. So, possible treatment. In this photo, you can see Benin, Anastasia, and the grandmother. So, possible treatment plan for Anna was slightly done in the movie. So, first realizing and understanding who the person used to be contributes to helping jog the memory of their past self. So, Benin, like, realizing this truly is the lost daughter, the last czar to ever take over Russia. And he made it a priority, even though he had other intentions at first, to help her get her memory back. So that kind of continues on to prevent this from progressing, the amnesia, which is what I'm talking about. Have the person talk to a trusted adult, as in this case, Anna with her grandmother, as this is appropriate to helping overcome the lost identity in which a close relative would know. So Anna and her grandmother were very close, of course, because it is her grandmother, and her grandmother gave her really good memories. And you can't really, like, I guess you can kind of see it in between, like, both the 1957 and 1997 movie. Anastasia in the 1997 movie loved her grandmother a lot and had many great memories of her, especially at the end where they just clicked automatically and really got to know each other very well. So yeah, an ethical concern can be that the only person that knows the person like that is going through this can trigger thoughts of depression and suicide, and in Anna's case, recreate a whole new persona of who she used to be. So the psychological orders in this film are dissociative disorder presented in Anastasia was just about the rock solid excluding the love storyline, which kind of like, I don't think ruined it, but like kind of made it not there. She was found in an insane asylum, tried to commit suicide, lost her identity completely, and is trying to find herself. So it might be slightly exaggerated, but it does show the influence of the disorder in a bright light due to the accurate representation. And then cultural implications, this can be very much seen as possession because she's not herself. And I can compare it to like other movies where like what is it? Kind of like The Exorcist, that movie's kind of weird, where it's like that person's actually having out-of-body experiences and like they're actually possessed and stuff like that. So in religious or like cultish kind of like vibes, you could see that this may be possession in some sort of cases. And yeah, so that's my presentation of Anastasia having dissociative disorder. Thank you.